Hi everybody, I got an interesting question from Killswitch on the Discord about how you would go about making sure that the various wrecks around Chernerus or Livonia or any DayZ map, how would you make sure that the wrecks spawned in with pristine doors and boots and hoods on them? I'm not talking about the incomplete cars that you can make run, by adding a battery and a spark plug and wheels and fuel and water and radiator. I'm talking about the wrecks, the ones that have just got loot in them. So it's quite interesting actually. So if we look at the files, so what you'll need to do is you'll want to download your types.xml for whichever particular version of DayZ we're running when you watch the video, whether that be 113. Types.xml, and you also want the map group proto.xml, and map group proto is actually where these things are. Now map group proto is a really interesting file in the fact that it tells DayZ, tells the loot economy what to spawn and where to spawn it in lots of cases, the physical coordinates. So if we go to the top, for example, in the land shed M1, it says on the land shed M1 you should spawn in industrial stuff, farm stuff, tools, and then those coordinates. So you'll know from your types.xml that each item will have like a category name, like the AK-74 is a weapon, a usage name is military, and that's how it kind of works things out. It looks at the types.xml, it says, okay, what's a tool, what's a container, right? Let's put these things at those coordinates inside the shed. So what we can do is you can actually, in your types.xml, if you just do a search for rust like this, just so we can get down to where it sort of starts. So in these two types things here, these two types entries, we can see we've got Civ sedan doors back left black and Civ sedan doors back left black rust. Now remember that the panels for cars, so the boots, the hoods and the door panels, not only do they spawn in on wrecks that you can pull off, but they also spawn in industrial areas, don't they? You can open up a garage and they could just be like a car door hanging on them. But what we can see here is that with the example of the Civ sedan doors back left black, so this is the pristine version of the door, the one that is black. None of them actually spawn around the map. The only ones that do are the rust version, so Civ sedan doors back left black rust. And what you can hopefully see here is that in order to do the rust version of all of these things, all that happens is that the devs have just added rust to the end of the type's name. So that's the black one. So if we have a look at Civ sedan doors back left white rust, we can see that they've just added rust. And then there's the wine one, so Civ sedan doors back left wine, so that's red. To get the rusty one, they've just added rust. So we know if we want to change something from the rusty version to the non-rusty version, you just get rid of the rust. Now you may well think, isn't that something to do with whether the item is spawning in pristine or not? In this case it's not. Doors are either pristine or they're rusty. Hoods are either pristine or they're rusty, and they're actually a different item. So that's quite interesting. So what we can then do is we've then got to find all of the wrecks in the map group proto. One of the things you could do to find them is you could just say copy Civ sedan doors black left rust. So you copy that, go to your map group proto, do a search for that, paste it in. Right, so here we go. So what we found here is we found the wreck that has the black left rust door on it. And if we have a look, this is actually group name Landrec Sedan 01 ABAN 1 _ black. And remember, not only do the panels, the doors and the boots spawn in on these vehicles, but other loot spawns in. So this particular vehicle should spawn in vehicle parts, tools, containers, clothes, food and weapons at those coordinates around the vehicle. Sometimes they're in the boot, sometimes they're on the back seat, sometimes they're on the front seat, kind of randomly. But as we can see here with the proxy method, it's saying maybe spawn in a wheel, and here we have Civ sedan doors co-driver, so that'd be the passenger size, spawn in black rust. On the back left, spawn in black rust. On the hood, spawn in black rust. So what we can do, if we wanted these to spawn in pristine, just delete the rust. Like that, and that would work. And you could go through. Now, what you can then do is, once you've found the vehicles, because they're all kind of similar, Landrec, A-Band Blue, you could go through and just find them there. The way I would probably do it, and this is a bit long-winded, but I would go to the top, I would Control F, and I would search for rust, and I would hit Find All in Current Document, and then you can click on them, and you could go through, and you can just take that away. Now, you could do a find and replace, but I don't know if there's anything else that says rust on it. So with the find and replace, you could go through and you could say, well, anything that says rust, delete it. But if there was something that wasn't a trunk or a door that had rust in, that could compromise the map group proto. So then we can go to the next one. And all I'm doing is I'm just going through and just deleting rust. Then we go to the next one. Getting rid of rust. Now, it's quite a big list, this, because there's lots and lots and lots of different types of wrecks on Chernarus or Livonia. But that's how you would do it. Just go through the map group proto and deleting the rust bit of all of the proxy types. And that means then that at the wrecks, you'll always find that they will spawn in if they've got like a door on it, or a hood, or a boot panel. That will be the non-rusty version rather than the rusty version. So there we go. Hopefully that's helpful. If it has been, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.